Hey guys, it's Brad from B&T Catfishing Adventures. Look, it's springtime, finally. And some of you are thinking about getting a rod and starting to catfish for the first time. We're going to give you some tips on what you should look for. Okay, so we decided to start catfishing and we need to pick out what kind of rod we want. Well, there's many great companies out there that make catfishing rods that are available today. To be honest, many of them are pretty close to the same. The quality has gotten so good, that's just where they're at. They're at that level right there. We're pretty well matched up with one another. But there are the lesser brands and quality and stuff out there too. And you obviously want to steer away from some of that. But what you want to do is find you a reliable company, get some recommendations from other people out there as far as the brand that you want. But we also need to determine what kind of fishing are you going to do. Are you going to be a bank fisherman, or are you going to be fishing from the boat or a kayak or whatever? That also needs to help determine and for you to decide what kind of rod you're going to get. Now, right now, you don't really need to focus on bumping or dragging or drifting type of rod. You want a good rod that's going to be an all-around rod for you and be able to do most of what you want. If you fish equally from the bank and a boat, then you want to look at, the length of the handle as well as the rod. You want a rod that has a decent level of hand space on there to be able to make those good casts. Now, if you're strictly a bank fisherman, you want a very long handled rod and you want a very long rod. So you're talking probably around 8 foot or larger. Now, I actually use, I do have one that I use in my boat that's actually 8 foot long. And again, I don't recommend it as a rule for most people, but I'm also going to be using that when I fish from the bank. But most of my rods are right around the 7 foot mark with a more medium level handle. So I can still make some good casts, and I can suspend whatever. Now, obviously, if you're in a kayak and you're fishing, you want even a shorter handle. You've got less space, less room to cast, so on and so forth. So you don't need that extra amount of handle on there and fighting with that, digging it into your belly and stuff as you're trying to fight and just banging it all over the kayak. But so the length of the handle will be important. All right, so that's one thing to consider. Again, if you're going to be that bank fisherman, let's go for the longer handle. If you're going to be on a boat, you can have that medium handle range. A kayak's going to be even shorter. So depending on where you're going to fish, that will help you decide. Now, obviously, if you're doing some of everything, you want more of that medium width or length in that handle. Now, other things you'll need to know is listed right on the rod. It's going to tell you what kind of line capability and strength or weight that rod is designed to carry. So you want at least a minimum of 25 or 30 pound getting started out for most of you folks. Now, if you know right away you've got a buddy that's a professional or an avid fisherman, and he is going to be putting you on big fish, then obviously you're going to step up a little larger in size as well. And I'm sure that person can help you with that. But overall, what we want to look at is the length of our handle, whether it's a spinning or a bait casting system you're going to be using. We want the proper handle length. We want the rod length. Now, this can be in 1-piece or 2-piece rods. Now, 2-piece rods, a lot of fishermen will tell you do not get a 2-piece. They can come apart while fishing, and then you've got a problem. Now, if you're not a tournament fisherman, you don't have to worry about that anymore because you don't have that big money on the line and the possibility of losing fish. Maybe it's more important to you to be able to transport that rod from your house to the lake easier, and you don't have a big truck to lay it in or whatever. and you have to break that. So you need to break that rod down. So a 2-piece may be where you need to be at this time, and just make sure it's fit on there good and proper. Okay, again, up to about 7 foot is what you basically want to look for, unless you're a bank fisherman primarily. Then you can go 8 foot or longer. I recommend starting out a medium to heavy action on your rod. Again, that information should be right there on your rod. Okay, guys, there's some great rods out there. You don't have to break the bank getting started to get a good quality rod to catch some fantastic size fish for you. Man, I hope this helps. I hope you have fun this year catching all kinds of fish, and just really getting into it and learning to love this great sport. Hope that helped. Guys, be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you soon on the water.